Brooks. It had been a big week for him, so to some extent relief, as he could again focus his mind on match day. And Rangers went one up on Kilmarnock in just 5 minutes. Gascoigne with the free kick on the left, and none other than Marco Negri. The incredible goal-scoring record keeps going on. Negri has now scored in every league game this season, 10 games on the trot. The header, and it flew past Meldrum. So he had one and he wanted more, but not on that occasion. The downward header bouncing over the crossbar. Killie had a chance at the other end, Mark Roberts with the header there, and Gorham did well to keep it out. But they should have watched the threat of Roberts. Again the header, and this time Ali Mitchell onto it. 1-1 and Kilmarnock right back in this game with 2 minutes to half-time. Gorham doing well again, but Mitchell levelling the scoreline. In the second half, Kevin McGowan ending Rino Gattuso's run. It was his second bookable offence, and that meant the end of this match for McGowan. Willie Young red-carded him. So it looked as if this game would finish 1-1, but incredibly 3 goals in the last 5 minutes. Perini. Suddenly it was 2-1 Rangers. Kilmarnock had held out for so long and at times had threatened themselves, but Rangers had now got their noses in front. Perini in the right spot at the right time. And it really was game over for Kilmarnock now. Negri involved again. Jury felled inside the box by Whitworth, and it's a penalty kick. No debate from the Kilmarnock players there. Negri took it, and it was 3-1. And Rangers weren't finished yet. Nor was Negri. McCall with the cross. There he was at the back post. Another hat-trick for this incredibly prolific Italian. 4-1 on the day for Rangers. A brave, gutsy performance by Killie, but even they couldn't believe they'd lost this match by 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1 at finish. Darren, before we talk about that game and the Old Firm game that's coming up, what was the atmosphere or the reaction at Celtic Park this week to the fact that Walter Smith is stepping down?
The boys weren't speaking about it too much. Obviously it's been big headlines, but we're obviously just hoping that it's an unhappy end to obviously a successful time for Walter Smith, and that's the way we're looking at it.
You want to win that league and stop the 10 happening, of course. That game yesterday, I watched you there watching it with great interest because I know you're well aware of what's coming up next weekend. How does anyone stop Negri?
Well, if anyone's going to stop it, it's going to be our defence. As I said before, we've conceded 3 goals in 10 games, so we'll see. And there's no disrespect to other defences, but he's going to be playing against internationalists, and it's going to be a lot harder for him, so we'll see what happens next week.
And you can see from that, Dan, the Italians are doing well. Perini took up good position there. Albertz, when he came on yesterday, made a big difference, but Negri's always hanging around there.
He's always in the box. I've watched games, he doesn't do much outside the box, but when the ball's in the box, he's always there or thereabout. But as I say, our defence is playing tremendous just now, and I'm quite confident they can look after him.
I mean, they'll be relishing the prospect, the likes of Mark Reaper, of coming up against this fella.
That's right. Mark's, I think, got 49 caps for his country. He's played against the top players, so he'll be looking forward to this.
And your pal from Newcastle days, Gaza, he had a quiet game yesterday, but it's still very effective.
Yeah, he'll always be effective on the park. He always looks to get on the ball and do things, but hopefully he'll be quiet next week, and my concern is just Celtic and what Celtic do.
We spoke earlier, obviously Janssen is naming an unchanged side at the moment. You're back, incredibly, in what seems like no time at all. You want to play. Will you feature? You hope to feature at some stage? Well,
I've got a reserve game on Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon against Dunfermline. And then it's up to the manager if he decides that if I'm ready. Obviously I'm desperate to play because it's the first one, it'd be my first one as well. But I can't see me getting back in the team, but maybe I'll place on the bench, but we'll wait and see what he thinks.
OK, Darren. Right, well, time for a short break. Still to come, the action from Easter Road and a 7-goal thriller at McDermott Park, and highlights from the Bells First Division, so don't go away.